Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna give you 7 strategies in this video on how you can start slamming way more deals using Zoom, how to make more money, how to build more trust, and how to have more confidence on your Zoom calls. And guys, with that being said, before we get started, my name is Mugica, and we have a sales agency called OneCallClosers.com, where this year alone, guys, we're projected to do over $55 million in high ticket sales. So I make these videos to help you generate more income in sales. And if you haven't already, join our closers network down below. It's a free group, guys. We give you every strategy and tactic we use at One Call Closers to literally close deals. And you can join with the link down below. With that being said, guys, let's dive right into it. Number one, guys, when you're taking Zoom calls, I mean, this seems pretty basic, but you'd be surprised how many people don't actually do it. Number one is just first impressions. If you're using Zoom, lighting is everything. Don't have like shadows over your face, right? The prospect needs to be able to clearly see, number one, your eyes, because your eyes is how people trust you, and then your face, right? If you have a shadow over your face, what that's gonna do subconsciously to the viewer is like, I don't know if I can trust this person. Lighting is everything. Make sure that you have a nice background on your Zoom presentation, right? I used to have this guy that used to close for us, and literally in the background, he would have his closet open. And he was wondering why he wasn't closing deals. And the viewer was looking at his closet and it was all messy. And he was like, I don't know why I'm not closing deals. Make sure you look presentable. If you're a girl, do your makeup. If you're a guy, do your hair. Make sure that you look ready for the call. You look professional and that you did something to get ready for the prospect. Guys, this is all subconscious, but if you don't set yourself up for success, nothing I say later is gonna even help you. So that's number one. Number two, guys, when you're on a Zoom call, a smile is everything, especially in the beginning. If you get somebody on a Zoom call, the benefits are they can see you, you can see them. When you get on the call, make sure to use a smile. Like, hey, Susan, what's going on, right? Like, hey, Susan, what's going on? Nice to see you. Like, guys, a smile changes your tonality. Make sure that you are smiling on a Zoom call, especially in the beginning. That'll build tighter rapport. You'll naturally have better tonality, and a smile calms people down, right? It says, hey, I'm on your side. We're just having a conversation. There's nothing to be nervous about. Smile more on Zoom. Number 3, guys, when somebody gets onto a Zoom call, what you first want to understand is matching and mirroring. It's the principle of matching and mirroring. Somebody gets on a Zoom, and for instance, let's just say the person you're talking to gets onto the Zoom and they naturally are kind of like just, sitting back on Zoom. Well, you want to identify that, and what you want to do in the beginning is, because you're trying to build unconscious rapport right now, is you want to match their body language. So if they're sitting back and you notice that, what you're gonna do in the beginning, you're gonna do your normal stance, and then about 5 seconds later, you're gonna just kind of sit back with them, right? And then what you're gonna notice is that the prospect is gonna start doing different things throughout the call. Maybe he sits back up. Well, guess what? If he sits back up, notice that, and then give it about 5 seconds. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit back up and match him, right? Because what you're doing right now is you're getting in a rhythm with the prospect. You're matching and mirroring his body language. And naturally what's gonna happen, he's gonna build more trust with you. And then number 4, after you've done matching and mirroring, what you're gonna do is you're gonna lead the prospect with your body language. And this is gonna confirm that you guys are in tight rapport right now, and that you guys have a tight bond and trust over Zoom. So the way this is gonna look is then you're gonna do something and you're gonna see that the prospect follows you. So maybe you go like this real quick, like on a Zoom call, right? And then if you're in tight rapport, the prospect naturally, what they're gonna do is they're gonna go like this too. Or you might just sit back real quick, and then you just look at the prospect. Does the prospect then, sit back, right? Is the prospect now following your body language? Because if that is the case, guys, more than likely what that means is you guys are in tight rapport. The more rapport you have with the prospect, the more trust you're gonna have. And when you have high trust on a high ticket sales call, it's inevitable that you're probably gonna close the deal. So that's number 4. Number 5, guys, when you're trying to get a prospect to pay more attention over Zoom, what you want to do is you want to lean in and you want to decrease your voice. So if you're about to say something important, maybe you want the prospect to really understand this point. Maybe you're going into the pitch and you really want them to, you want to emphasize something. You want to lean in to the camera to show that it's important, and then you decrease your voice. You say, hey, you know what, John? What a lot of people realized is boom, right? So lean in. Prospect's attention is now like, oh wow, he's leaning in, and then you decrease your voice so that way they have to listen longer, right? As opposed to if I go like this, hey, you know what, John, the reason why, or if I go, hey, you know what, John? The reason why. You see the difference in that atmosphere and that mood? It really draws people towards you. So number 5 is if you want to make somebody pay attention, you're going to lean in and decrease your voice. That's going to keep you in tighter rapport with the prospect. Number 6, guys, if you're trying to diffuse situations, if you're getting down to the objection handling portion of the call, or if you notice the prospect is getting emotional on the call and you need to defuse a situation, what you want to do is you want to go back, right? You want to lean back, because look, if the prospect's coming at you and they're having objections, they're having concerns, you want to calm their fears, alleviate them. So you're going to sit back and be like, hey, John, you know what? I totally understand where you're coming from, and you have the right to think about it as long as you want to. As opposed to, hey, John, I know that you want to think about it, right? I don't want to be in John's face right now. I want to just retreat, give John safety, and I want to sit back and alleviate John's fears. That's a great strategy that you can use over Zoom calls whenever you're trying to diffuse certain situations. And then number 7, guys, this is important. You want to use your natural body language and you want to use hand gestures when you can on Zoom. Anytime that you're using hands, guys, what it does is it paints pictures in the prospect's mind, and it also naturally changes your tonality, right? So if I were to say like, oh, for sure, John, or I'll be like, oh, for sure, John, for sure, right? Like, that natural just tonality of my body language and my hands, what it does is it increases my energy and it brings more confidence behind what I'm saying. You might not be a natural person right now that uses their hands to communicate, but it's something that can be learned. People naturally want to use their hands, look, as I'm doing right now, to describe things. Don't be shy of doing that. Don't shy away from that. Try to learn that skill. Anytime you can use hand gestures, the better, to build more rapport and keep tighter trust with the prospect. All right, guys, I hope that really helps. That is 7 things that you can start doing right now on your Zoom calls. And as a quick recap, guys, number 1 is first impressions are everything. Take a look at your lighting, take a look at your Zoom background, and also make sure that you're ready for the day. Number 2 is make sure you're smiling more on your Zoom calls. Number 3 is you're gonna match and mirror the prospect to build tighter rapport. Number 4 is you're gonna lead the prospect in the call with your own body language. You do a gesture, make sure the prospect's following you. If he does, you're in tight rapport. Number 5, guys, when you want somebody to pay more attention, you're gonna lean in and you're gonna decrease your voice. Number 6, when you're trying to diffuse situations over Zoom, what you're gonna do is you're gonna naturally lean back, diffuse the situation with a more laid back posture. And number 7, guys, you're gonna use your hands to paint pictures in the prospect's mind of what you're talking about, and also to create more confidence and rapport behind what you're saying. And of course, guys, if you like this types of content, make sure to give me a thumbs up on the YouTube video so that way we can show the algorithm that, hey man, I like this types of content. And of course, guys, if you have not yet joined the Closers Network, the link's in the description. It's completely free. You're gonna absolutely love it. We have over 900 students inside, and everybody's trying to get better at high ticket sales. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you for the next one. Rich out.